Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Kyle here, and I hope you're doing well out there. Tfuel has seen some downside price action over the last couple days alongside Bitcoin, so the question is where could Tfuel be heading if the selling continues, and could Tfuel potentially be working on a reversal? We'll look at both scenarios from a price action perspective in this video, but before we begin, if any of you would like to follow me on Theta TV, Twitter, or Instagram, I'll be leaving those links in the description and pinned comments down below. Let's get into the video. Starting out nice and simple here on the 24-hour line chart on Coinbase, and we see price action still ultimately sideways for most of the day today. We do see this dump right here and then a quick spike high up to 35 cents here, but sideways for the most part ever since. We see Tfuel down 7% on the day. On the weekly, we see it down 21%, and on the month, we do see it down 15%. The 24-hour trade volume is not very high right now, coming in at 55.5 million, so we certainly want to see that volume increase over time. The market cap is currently at 1.6 billion. Here on CoinMarketCap, we see Tfuel at rank number 77 and is currently trading at 30 cents at the time of recording. And here we have Tfuel up on the daily chart in TradingView, and we do see a really nasty lightsaber coming into the downside yesterday, right alongside Bitcoin. We do see that the 89 exponential moving average managed to pick up price action on yesterday's daily candle body closure and on today's daily candle body open. And so, in other words, the 89 is attempting to play defense to the downside, at least at the time of recording. We do see a wick getting all the way up to the 10 simple moving average here around the 36 cent mark, and a very steep rejection there was found. Just out of curiosity, let's toggle over to Bitcoin here. Bitcoin, please. Thank you. Yeah, we're still seeing some implied downside price action on Bitcoin here. So Tfuel certainly is moving in concert with Bitcoin, at least for the time being here. On a positive note, what I can say is that Tfuel was recently in a daily downtrend with a series of lower highs and lower lows along the way. You can see those right here, ultimately leading down to this pivot point and before putting in a really significant bounce. And what I do like about this bounce is that this high right here was able to take out this pivot point on the market right back here. So perhaps Tfuel is trying to undo that daily downtrend that we've seen it in over the last little while. But we're going to have to see it create a pivot on the market right here off that 89. If it's able to pivot from here, then we'll have a fairly defined higher low as opposed to this pivot back here. And perhaps the daily downtrend would be becoming undone. Now, I don't view any of this as necessarily a death sentence, as Tfuel did have a really wild run to the upside that happened very, very quickly. And when assets do that, they will enter into consolidation at some point. And the faster they go up, the harder they're going to correct, and the crazier that these ranges get of consolidation. So you definitely don't want to be buying the pumps, because if you buy the pump, you'll often catch the dump. I mean, anyone that bought that wick up there, down to this wick here, saw a 70% drawdown on their position, and that's just nasty, nasty. So you want to try to be as patient and as strategic as possible when putting your hard-earned money at risk when purchasing something. But as of right now, it looks like Tfuel's at least attempting to undo that daily downtrend. If Bitcoin continues to sink right now, then Tfuel could as well. If it does, the first area I'm going to be watching that I find is quite significant will be down here on the 21, which is coming in around 23 cent mark here. If price action, not saying price action will get down there, but if it does, we could see a fairly significant bounce off that level there. Now, just for fun, we can entertain some targets to the upside. I don't consider any of these targets valid until I see Tfuel, first of all, get back up above this liquid zone here, so entering into this range, and then ultimately, I'm going to need to see daily candle bodies close above this liquid zone here. So if we come into the daily, I'm going to want to see daily candle bodies close up above the 57 cent mark, confirming this area as future support, because as we can see looking left, we see price action get in there. It's not there for very long, very violent rejection to the downside. So we know that that is a very major area of resistance. So getting a daily candle body closure over time above that level is when I feel that these targets will be initiated, and we can come up with those by simply stretching a fib from this wick high here down to this wick low here. And what I'll be paying attention to is the one spot 414 coming in around the 73 cent mark. And another common target's going to be the one spot 618 around the 81 cent mark. And perhaps price action gets up there. Typically, it won't reverse from those areas, just a common target for traders, bots, algorithms. But you could see price action hesitate in that area. And if you do, that's likely all that's going on. But a more common target for the mid to longer term is going to be the 2 spot 618. And that is coming in way up here around $1.21. But again, I'm going to need to see some confirmations initiated before I'll start entertaining those targets. And like I said, we need to see Tfuel get back in this range between these two purple box liquid zones, and then over time start closing some dailies up above that level there. Let's go ahead and check out some of the momentum oscillation down below. We see that the RSI is trying to find support on the edge of the bearish control zone, trying to put in a little bit of a bounce here. We do see a negative slope on the exponential, so we'll have to see how these two interact with one another over the next couple days to come. Stochastics down below are still fairly aggressively sloped to the downside, coming into contact with the edge of the bearish control zone, and hopefully begin to lose their grip somewhere along this area here. But right now, still some sell pressure certainly present. Down here in the MACD, we do see a bearish cross and another negative bar of momentum coming in on the histogram. So in other words, we do see some downside sell pressure still present here, and likely that is due to the whole Bitcoin situation. Anyway, those are some of the areas that I'll be paying attention to on the Tfuel chart coming into the near future. So just a quick recap on that. If we come out to a weekly chart, longer term, I would be looking down to the 21, around the 23 cent mark if the sell pressure continues. And then, of course, to the upside, assuming my conditions are met, I'll be watching the 1 spot 414, 1 spot 618 around 80 cents, and then, of course, the 2 spot 618 around $1.21, I think would be in the cards. Anyhow, thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video. Hopefully, you're all staying safe out there. Looking forward to seeing the next one. And until I do, have yourselves a powerful day.